Parchment paper is one of those secret things we chefs use in our kitchens because it helps us with cleaning up later on. Parchment is a special kind of paper that doesn't absorb moisture or grease and can be cooked in the oven up to about 450 degrees without burning. The reason that I like it so much is because I use parchment as a barrier between food and a pan. For example, when I roast potatoes, I always put my potatoes on a sheet of parchment on the baking sheet before they go into the oven. And as you can see, when they come out, they slide right off the parchment paper. And my pan underneath is not going to require a lot of cleanup in the end. When making pies and pastries, parchment paper comes in really handy because we can sift our dry ingredients onto it. So for example, if I were making a cake, I would sift my flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, right onto a sheet of parchment, which makes it very easy to get from here into my mixing bowl. We'll just scoop this right up here. And into the mixing bowl. After you've finished sifting your dry ingredients, you can use this same piece of parchment to line the bottom of your cake pan. Just trace the bottom of the pan and cut out the circle. After you've cut out your circle, put a little spray or grease in the bottom of your pan, press the parchment into it, and continue to prepare your pan as directed. You can grease and butter the paper or just grease the paper depending on what the recipe calls for. And when your cake is done and cooled, it will pop right out of this pan. You can also line your baking sheets or cookie sheets with parchment paper and the cookies will slide right off. It's a great tip. And if you're making a pie, parchment paper is a wonderful thing to have because you can line your pie shell with it and put pie weights in, and then when your pie is finished, out come the pie weights. Nothing is stuck to your pie shell. This is called a cartouche. Let me show you how to make one of these very quickly. Take your piece of parchment paper and fold it in half and then in quarters. Fold that in half again. And in half one more time. This is very much like making snowflakes when you were a kid in school. Then you're just simply going to cut off the end here. And what you have is a large circle that's ready to go right into your pie shell. Be sure you have some extra space at the top so it's easy to lift it out again. Next time you're at the supermarket, check the aisle with the foils, plastic wraps, and wax paper, and you'll find parchment there in a roll, or you can order it online in sheets like I use. I hope this quick tip about parchment helps you keep your kitchen neater and your cleanup time down to a minimum.